It's Ingrid Marsh here from Self-Living with Ingrid, my darling, helping you on your creative journey and in living a more wildly fulfilling life. Anyway, my lushes, so I've not jumped on for a while to do some of these videos. I keep saying you must do more of them, and I'm going to. All right. But anyway, I want to jump on very quickly and tell you about a couple of events I've got coming up. So the first one I want to talk to you about is the FreeSpirited Wild Woman event. And this is where we're going to really help you to get in touch with that free-spirited wild woman, because it's really part of the creative journey. You know, being a free-spirited wild woman is looking outside of the norm, looking beyond the ordinary and looking beyond the bounds of convention. So I'm going to be on the panel talking about that with my wonderful friend Saima, who's that person actually hosting it, and a lady called Bryony. Now, it's on Clubhouse, and for those of you who don't have an Apple, neither do I. I'm having to borrow one for the event. This is what we talk about, being creative. Okay, my darling. So we're going to have to be a little bit creative if you don't have an iPhone. But I would just absolutely love you to jump onto this, because we truly believe that a free-spirited wild woman is within all of us. But as my hero, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes would say, that wild woman has simply been domesticated out of us. And we want to kind of like, start beginning to unpick those rules, those boundaries, those chains that prevent you from being your wild, free self, because it will really help in your creative life. Okay, my lovely. So there's a link to that here, and I'm really excited about this, because this is all who I am and all what I stand for. So that's gonna be really good. The other thing is, I would say that, if you're looking for a partner, okay, if you're single looking for a partner, I would say you should particularly log on to hear what I have to say about that, because research actually shows that free-spirited wild women, the opposite sex, are far more attracted to them. And that's because, we're not living within those rules. And that energy that, say, the traditional woman would spend in like looking for the one, we pour that energy into our creative life. And by doing that, you connect to your soul. And in itself, it gives you like a higher vibe, a higher vibration. And then they come along anyway. So I'm going to be talking more about that. So like I said, that's this Thursday at 6:00 on Clubhouse. And the other thing I want to talk to you about is a wonderful video that's now on my website. An interview with the lovely Hasina from Pink Diamond. Gosh, I just, every now and again, I just think an angel is born. And that's Hasina. And once again, I talk about creativity, not just in our candle making, but in our lives. And Hasina was like severely, severely bullied as a child. It was so bad that I cried, I burst into tears when we were speaking about this in our pre-interview chat, in our Zoom call. But she still has this spirit, this loveliness, this beautiful energy, this aura around her. And talk about turn it around. Like I've called the video "From Bullied to Badass Black Belt," because that's what she is. She's a badass double black belt winner karate person, and you should see her in action. And what I think is also phenomenal about this, and I've seen her, she wears a hijab. Now, the reason that to me that's important, because many of our stereotypes actually blocks our creativity. And because we live within the walls of that stereotype, you see. And breaking past those walls is really difficult. It's really complicated, because all the rules around tells you, well, that's not for you. And this is where she found her voice, you see, was through this, through doing this martial arts stuff. It's where she found her voice. You should see her in action. We've got a video of her in action as well. It is so awesome. This is what we're talking about, alchemizing your life and turning lead into gold. Does that make sense, my lovely? So for more soulful tips and inspiration, my darling, and to go ahead and live your wildly creative, fulfilling life, don't forget to log on to my website, thesoulbabe.com. Chat.